Welcome to part 14 of Jedi Fallen Order. In the previous episode, Cal fought the Second Sister in mortal combat. Except not really, because they both survived. But that doesn't matter. That's not how the Force works, as Han would put it. Now we need to go deeper into this tomb.
We're never getting across this gap. Better double back and tell the squad.
How about you double back into that chasm, where all Imperials belong? Now this game does not have any stealth kills, much to my, I guess disappointment, but this is the first game. They weren't thinking about stealth kills. Respawn was definitely putting their resources more into the combat as well as the traversal. And obviously Survivor came later, and then that's when you added a bit of stealth. It's not like Splinter Cell stealth, but you can still sneakily kill enemies. Maybe they'll add more onto it with Jedi 3, I'll just leave the stealth as is, it's fine. It's not really a stealth type game.
My soldiers breach this tomb every minute.
Afraid to face me yourself?
Had your droid not intervened, I would have killed you with ease.
It's okay, buddy. Just ignore her.
No, you probably would have died, Cal. You probably would have died like a bitch. Trilla is not to be messed with.
I hate those things with the big teeth. If you hate it so much, just shoot it. What do you think that was?
Don't mind me, it's just Jedi Fallen Part 1. You know, if it wasn't for Order 66, I think Cal would have been a Jedi Knight by now. At least that's how I feel. I'm not sure how the Jedi ranking system works. What does it take to become a Jedi Master? And how the hell did Anakin not get the rank? I mean, come on. Come on. If Qui-Gon was a Maverick but he still got the rank of Jedi Master, how come Anakin didn't? Somebody had a hate boner for Annie. I bet it was Mace. Freaking Mace. I knew it. He was a dick. Actually, so was everybody else, but mainly Mace. Mace Windu.
Strike me again!
Okay, wanna come down? Okay, fine, I'll come to you. Now it's a battle! And that was a battle! That was by far the easiest purge trooper to deal with. You just push him off. Alright, let's attempt to make this jump. Why did I not jump there? I'm pretty sure a button of the blue X variety, or some people will call it the cross button, was pressed. The buttons are not even colored anymore, it's just monochrome. PS5, bring the colors back, damn it. That's the one thing I'll praise Xbox over PlayStation nowadays for. Colorful buttons. I think Nintendo also has color to their buttons. Even though I got a Switch, but it's also white and black, so it's monotone. But there are Switches with color to them too. Censored for your convenience. Star Wars is never going to be rated R. What? And just imagine that, an M-rated Star Wars game or an R-rated Star Wars movie. That would be freaking wild. Honestly, that will probably be the dumbest thing ever, but I kind of want to see it. Just base it off of Boba Fett or something. Okay, where to now? Definitely not down there. Alright, this is already not making sense. Okay, attempt number 3. Let's see what's happening here. So it seems like I need to slow the platform down with the Force stasis. And with that, you should be able to get to the other side. Alright, time to Casino Royale this shit. Oh no. Oh, I hate the jumping in this game sometimes. It's like Cal doesn't want to grab onto crap sometimes. At least I don't have it set to advanced controls where you have to press R2 in order to grab onto stuff. Don't set it to advanced controls, it's wonky how it works. This branch just takes me back to where I came from, so I'm not gonna go that way. What I am going to do is push this rat off. It deserved it. That rat was working for the Empire. Ah, crap. There's more infighting and there's a flame trooper. Freaking hate flame troopers. They're good at keeping you away from them with their fire weapon. And it just sucks. They're annoying. They're one of the more annoying enemies in the game. Oh god, how long is this tomb, and why is there a moose in here? It's just one random moose in the middle of the path. It's kind of like the KX droid in the wreckage.
Imagine the artifacts the Empire would have missed if it weren't for your intervention on this backwater planet.
Sure it's worth the cost? I hear Project Augur came at a high price.
Stormtroopers and workers. Expendable resources.
You're a monster.
I am what Cere made me.
Oh, she thinks this world's a backwater. Try Tatooine. That place absolutely blows. Or what was that Tatooine stand-in from episode 7? Jakku? Yeah, just desert planets in general suck.
Master would be disappointed.
I think Jarl T'Pol is kind of disappointed in Cal, judging by the events of what's going to happen later. I don't know, the flashbacks that are about to come are, kind of giving me mixed messages. But we're about to see those flashbacks in a few episodes anyway, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. Really? You had to roll that way, Cal? Ugh, good thing the pits are not one-hit kills. Fucking rat! Ah! Okay, the rats are annoying in this part.
BD!
I've taken the artifact back to my ship for analysis. Pity you couldn't make it in time.
Doesn't matter what you steal. You'll never understand it.
Yet you do?
You'll find out soon enough.
I'll take those odds.
Never tell me the odds. Anyway, we got more vine climbing, and it makes no sense how big this tomb is. Why is everything so spacious and gigantic? It's just a tomb. It's supposed to be small and cramped. But no, we gotta make everything epic and grand scale. It's like we're burying a whole entire army or something. That's not threatening at all. You can just slow these crushers down with the Force. And just like with everything else in this game, at least on the standard difficulty I'm playing, this does not kill you in one hit. I'm not sure how Grandmaster difficulty does with stuff like crushers and pits. I think maybe they're one-hit kill in those scenarios, but I'm not sure. I'm not brave enough to play on Grandmaster difficulty. You're gonna have to pay me for that. I do want to do a special cross-saber stance only run of Jedi Survivor when I get to it though. That sounds like it will be fun. And probably frustrating for me because cross-saber stance is my least used form of Jedi Survivor. But it'll be interesting at least. And I am planning on getting to Jedi Survivor not immediately after this game, but soon enough. We need to make it to that platform in the middle of the chamber, but we can't jump over there. What we need to do is find another way around, and it's going to be through down here.
I noticed something while examining the sarcophagus. It's a very convenient location to dispose of nuisances.
You lured me here. Was this your plan all along?
You truly have the wits of a scrapper.
It's been 5 years, okay? That's all I know. Anyway, here's the gauntlet, as I like to call it. It's a big fight on a small platform. There are going to be a few waves of stormtroopers that will drop off of this ship. You need to eliminate those guys in order to proceed. Man, that delayed strike is actually better than it looks.
Oh yes, fight. It causes slip-ups.
Yeah, that was a major slip-up. 1,000 feet's worth of slip-ups. This dude's got the Force. He might trip us with a banana or the fucking Koopa shell, I don't know. Anyway, this Purge Trooper, I could just make my life easier and push this guy off, but I'm gonna fight him the normal way.
At least try to.
Get to the Jedi!
Oh, crap!
Padawan, where is the Force?
Everywhere. It is within me. It surrounds me.
Just so. It connects you. There will be times when emotion, pain, or exhaustion trick you. You will feel cut off, isolated. This is an illusion. Your lightsaber lies there, out of reach, but you remain connected through the Force. Feel that energy around you, and summon your weapon.
Force is within you, around you, connecting you to your weapon.
You must ignore all distraction.
Force is with me. It connects us. Yeah, I think so.
And thus, Cal has re-educated himself on Force Pull. Which, how do you not know Force Pull? That's one of the easier moves to learn in the Force. Maybe I'm being too hard on Cal. Maybe. Anyway, let's try to regain some ground and climb back up. Dathomir's gonna be such a pain in the ass.
You survived.
Not part of your plan?
Luckily, I always allow for contingencies.
Even Trilla's slightly impressed with this average Padawan, or what she perceives as an average Padawan. But in reality, Cal is a bona fide badass. Except when he decides not to latch onto the freaking vines. God damn it, Cal, stop proving me wrong! I did not notice those candles were there. We can actually pull those out now. And that will take us back to where we just came from. Yeah, a bit of backtracking in this one. What I forgot to mention is that the Force Pull is still in a weak state. So droids I can still grab, but not standard enemies. I can only tug a human forward a few feet. So you still have to put a few points into your Force powers in order to upgrade your pull. And here's where Cal just slightly goes to the dark side. Christ, Cal, you're a maniac! A maniac! So besides the fact that you can smush stormtroopers like a deranged kid smushing toads, you can do a lot more with the Force Pull. Pretty much like everything else in this game. I have to work towards grabbing my opponents and having them beg for mercy and just float around aimlessly. Actually, no, this isn't the Force Unleashed where you can pull Star Destroyers out of the sky. You still have a bit of restraint on your Force abilities. Jedi Survivor loosens the Force concept up a bit where you can lift heavier objects, but it's still not Force Unleashed levels of Star Destroyer madness. Can you actually imagine Star Killer being in the actual canon of Star Wars? That would be ridiculous. But Star Killer is still one of my favorite Star Wars characters, even if he doesn't exist within the actual Star Wars universe. It's mainly for the insanity that you can do with the Force with that character. There we go, now we can actually progress with the story. Or can we? Yes, we can. You just put this drawstring or whatever it is into this pole. Just note that using the pole and then holding something will take force from your bar, and then pushing it will take more force from the bar. Again, it's like the Force Unleashed, but way stingier with the Force abilities in this game. It's more encouraging you to use your lightsaber skills. I don't know if it was just me or just how I play, but admittedly in the Force Unleashed, the controls for the lightsaber are a bit clunky. And this was the PS3 version. I actually played both the PS3 and PS2 versions of the Force Unleashed, if you could believe it or not. And the PS3/Xbox 360 versions of The Force Unleashed are better than the previous generation versions, but it's still aged rather poorly in some spots. Like the lightsaber combat in some spots is not the best. But, you know, still a good game. The Force Unleashed 2 is, I don't even know where I put Force Unleashed 2, because I kind of like that game, but it is a very disappointing sequel. Probably should not exist, but it's perfectly playable. It's the Golden Axe 2 of Star Wars games. A sequel so mundane that it's slightly tolerable on a good day. You know me, I have a belief that every sequel should be at least as good or better than the original. In this game, or in the case of Jedi Survivor, sequel is definitely better, but we'll get to that eventually.
Much better, BD. This was an offering to the stage buried. The time was considered precious.
With this game being modeled after a Souls-like, enemies will respawn if you rest at a meditation point. This could be useful if you want to level Cal up a bit more. But pretty much like 99% of any other RPG ever made, weaker enemies will get you lesser experience. Joltasses, though, they might give me a healthy amount of experience for a while, though. And pretty much anything on Dathomir. Oh, fuck that place. I'm not looking forward to Dathomir. Hell, I'm better off going spelunking in Kashyyyk. At least that place has Wookiees. And thus we got a skill point. What am I gonna do with it? Hell if I know. So what you want to do for this room, which I just killed all of the stormtroopers and the one tomb guardian, so not a big deal. It's just this one moose goat thing here. How'd this creature even survive the ensemble of stormtroopers and shit? Anyway, what you need to do is get the candle to the other side. However, there is a waterfall, or at least some semblance of drizzle that will extinguish the torch. You also can't have the torch touch the ground too, because the water will just end up breaking the candle for some reason. Much like that. Even though the impact of the fall should not destroy the candle, but whatever. It's water. Water's the real enemy here. So what you need to do is carry the candle to the other side, and you need to slow the candle down before it falls to the ground and shatters itself. You really don't want this thing to easily break on you. Okay, that's part one of the plan. Now grab it. Grab it. Cal! There we go. Now we just take it over to this device and burn the vines.
Here it is. I have finally found an intact representation of this sacred Zeffo artifact. My friend, look closely. This is Miktrull at the Vault Ambagana. You can see an object in their hand. Based on this imagery, I believe this object allows a Force wielder to perceive the mysteries of the Vault. This is the key and the guide, the Zeffo Astrium. But who would destroy images of it, and why? It requires more research. However, our next step is clear. Find an Astrium, if any still exist.
An Astrium. You ever heard of it? Me neither. But a key. Yeah, I understand that. Looks like we know what we have to find.
Well, our journey's gonna have to continue next week as we search for this astrium. I don't even know what an astrium is too. I'm right there with you, Cal. But before I end the video, let's see if I can learn another move. A couple of new abilities open up since we know the force pull now, which also means that we have access to the lightsaber throw. A classic lightsaber move where the attacker just throws a lightsaber and it boomerangs back. It was introduced in episode 6 or 5. No, it was 6. Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. But you also have moves like the whirlwind throw, which is a heavy strike with the dual blades, which I might actually end up getting because it's hella useful. Or I might just get the burst slow. Burst slow is useful for slowing down an entire group of enemies. Good for getting those melee guys off your back and worrying about the ranged troopers. But that's, you know what? I'm gonna get the ultimate force attunement so I can have more force ability. Or force bar, rather. That way I'm not running out in 2 seconds. Anyway, I'll see you in part 15.